Team at this competition so far, Nigeria, who've won all 7 of their games up until this final, the final match of the tournament. And as we can see earlier, the bronze medal for the hosts Mali, beating Mozambique by 23. Senegal finished the group stage 4-1. Their only defeat was by just 4 points against today's opponents, Nigeria, going down 58-54. Their response was a 13-point win over Cameroon in the quarterfinals before a 20-point win over Mozambique in their semi-final late last night. Nigeria, on the other hand, currently 7-0, won that tight group game against Senegal to take top spot in Group B. Big double-digit wins in each of their other 4 games in the first stage, including a tournament-high 73-point annihilation of Guinea. In the quarterfinals came another monster performance, defeating Ivory Coast by 55 before a remarkable game last night, beating the host Mali by just a single point, 48-47. Teresa, Senegal, the only team to take Nigeria right down to the wire. Will they do that again here in the final tonight?
I think everything is well open in today's finals. We've seen both teams perform. We've seen both teams not perform. And I think it will be also nice to see strategies, what both coaches has decided to put on in this game. Because each one of the team has that one key leader. For Senegal, Astou Traoré; for Nigeria, Evelyn Akatur. Can the rest of the players contribute enough to grab that win? That's the question, and we will find an answer in today's game.
We'll focus a little bit more on those 2 star players for either team in just a few moments. Out on the floor already, the defending champions Senegal. We'll see the introduction now of Nigeria, who are trying to take that gold from them. And how impressive have they been at this tournament? On display today, we've got the 2 most accurate shooting teams in the competition, the 2 best teams at sharing the ball in terms of assists, and Nigeria also top in steals and second in rebounding. These 2 between them have dominated many of those stats, and it is very much a worthy final.
Yeah, and also I would mention the great defensive pressure from Nigeria. They have displayed that in the previous games, and Senegal really have to take care of the ball in today's game, because Nigeria is great punishing any turnovers.
The 2 sets of players out on the floor in this raucous and rowdy atmosphere, and we will pause for a few moments now for the 2 national anthems, Senegal and Nigeria.
Merci beaucoup.
The gold medal game at FIBA Women's AfroBasket 2017 just moments away. The 11-time champions Senegal taking on 2-time champions Nigeria. Former Czech international captain Teresa Brantlova alongside me, Tim Long, for this one. And Teresa, Nigeria have scored more points than any other team so far here in Bamako, but you touched on it a bit already. It's their defense that's impressed us the most, highlighted by the fact they've got 4 players ranked in the top 10 in the competition for steals.
Yeah, 100% believe that a great defense brings you a great offense, and that's what we see so far from Nigeria. It's going to be quite a task for them in today's game to try to stop the transition offense of Senegal, because Astou Traoré is probably one of the best players to time her quick run to the fast break and then possibly posting up an opponent. As you just said, Nigeria is brilliant offensively. They have Evelyn Akatu within their roster, but I would also mention Ngifa Kalu, who's been a great leader to this team last couple of the games, and Nigeria is only improving game by game, so tough task for Senegal. What Senegal could have used in their advantage is their size, because on the wing positions they are quite tall, and but we've seen that before already from Nigeria to deal with that quite well as a team defense. So I think everything is open in today's game, and really looking forward to see this promising game.
We'll see the starting 5 here of Nigeria. We've mentioned many of those names already. Kaluni, Ngifa, Akator, Elonu, another potential key scorer. Madu rounds out that starting 5. We'll focus a little bit more on Akator in just a few moments, and hopefully in a second get a look at the Senegalese starting 5 as well, which certainly will include that lady, Astou Traoré, who's the leading scorer at the competition so far, averaging over 22 points per game. Here we go, there she is at the centre. Aya Traoré is the reigning MVP from 2015 when Senegal claimed the gold. Diouf, Diop and Dow rounding out their starting 5.
Yeah, what could be another key element in this game is the personal fouls, because we've seen that Evelyn Akatu has fouled out in that yesterday's game against Mali, but her teammates still were able to grab that win in that semi-finals. But when I look at both benches, I would say that there's a slight advantage on the Senegal side, because they have a little bit wider bench than Nigeria. So both teams will have to manage their personal fouls.
We were a little bit concerned about what the atmosphere might be like given the attendance for the bronze medal game. Malian support so disappointed not to be in the final after getting right behind their team in each and every game, but it is a fantastic atmosphere as we see our 2 key players, and the odds are that whoever wins this final, one of those 2 will be tournament MVP.
We can expect that. We never say never to anyone, but these 2 players have been a key contributors to their teams, and if one of them's gonna grab the MVP, it'll be more than deserved. They have proved at this tournament that they really are a big candidate on MVP.
Astou Traoré ranked first in scoring, 22.3 points per game, first in shooting percentage, and joint third in steals at the competition. Evelyn Akator, 5th in scoring, 4th in blocks, 3rd in shooting accuracy, 2nd in rebounding. Team highs of 15.6 points, 9.9 boards, 1.1 blocks per game for her, doing a bit of everything. We see our 2 coaches, Sam Vincent, former NBA for Nigeria, and for Senegal it's Mustafa Gaye, who tries to lead them to back-to-back championships, as they did Senegal as a nation back in 1993. The coaches have had their final word before the opening tip with their 2 sets of players. We saw such a tight game between these 2 in the group stage, separated by just 4 points. Are we going to have a tight game here in the final? There is Mustafa Gaye, who wants to lead the team to a 4th title since the turn of the century. They're way out in front as the most successful team in the history of this competition, and they're by far and away the most well-supported team in this final. It's a fantastic Senegalese support. The final handshakes and pleasantries before they take to the basketball court battlefield. Here we go then, the final of FIBA Women's AfroBasket 2017. the two most successful teams on the continent since the turn of the century. 11-time defending champions Senegal, putting the title on the line against two-time champions and 2015 bronze medalist Nigeria, who lay down their 100% record at this tournament. Something has to give here over the next 40 minutes of action, as we see the first shot fly wide of the mark, and it's saved on the baseline and back out. This one will be pure women's basketball box office in Bamako. Astou Traoré for Senegal in the white to inbound from the baseline as they look for the first score. In this corner now is Sidiop, who crosses over onto the left, drives the baseline and puts it in. Way to lay down a marker for the 36-year-old.
That has been a great decision from Sidiop. Ningifa hasn't been on the split line to cover this penetration.
Astou Traoré back and coming up with the loose ball at the other end as Nigeria face a little bit of a rocky start. Here is Sidiop again. On it goes by Astou Traoré into Dow, edge of the paint, backing in, going one-on-one with Madou under the hoop. Can she find a route to the rim? Misses, grabs her own rebound, didn't touch the rim. The shot clock was still ticking, but she put it in.
Yeah, this is a size I was speaking about earlier this game. Madou will have to play Dow from front, or at least from the side, to enable that easy pass on her.
Evelyn Akator trying to bulldoze her way to the hoop, grabs the rebound, comes up with the loose ball after the miss, and they'll have a fresh 14 here. Kalou controlling the ball, knocked away, the steal from Diop, able to get her hands on it, and a foul call. Not the start that Nigeria wanted here.
Yeah, we know Kalou has had 6 assists in that yesterday's tough win against Mali. She has been a great director of the game of Nigeria, but she has also committing time to time too many turnovers, and that will definitely be her key element in today's game.
Oh, big block from Ningifa to deny Astou Traoré, who never even released the shot. Down the floor it goes to Akator. Can Nigeria get themselves on the board? Back out. Kalou, who's the 5th most accurate shooter in this tournament so far. She steps in for the long two, misses, and Astou Traoré grabs the rebound. Diop, guarded by Kalou. Moves it on to Dow. Dow looking to go to work up against Madou, twisting and turning and banking it in, and the Senegalese surge continues.
That has been a learning lesson of a footwork of the big player.
A 6-0 start, and they will have foul shots at the other end, Nigeria, to try and get going.
You know, Ningifa has proved at this tournament that she's an excellent defender, and also she can contribute offensively, and that has been just the proof in this quick break from Nigeria, using the slow feed of Dow.
She gets the first point on the board for Nigeria. She had, as well as 2 steals in this semi-final yesterday, a joint team high 11 points. It was such a low-scoring, tight defensive game. 48-47, they won that semi-final. So 6-2 the score. Aya Traoré moving it on across to the far side. Here goes Sidiop trying to find Astou Traoré, and Senegal turn it over.
We also have to mention that Ningifa has already played an excellent defense on Astou Traoré. She was able, in that previous game in the group phase, to completely give her a hard time the first half of the game.
Elonu on the far side, trying to find a route into Madou, comes back out to Akator. The handoff to Kalou. Kalou crossing over, trapped by the double team against the sideline, found a way out. Akator, bounce pass, and whistle.
Yeah, Evelyn Akator is mad at herself that she hasn't seen that shot clock ticking, because if she would have just pulled out that jump shot, it would have been probably on time still.
So just 2 points in 3 minutes for Nigeria to start. Here goes Diop across to Aya Traoré. That's why she's the reigning MVP. Hits big shots in big games.
And You just mentioned that Senegal has a massive experience within their roster with international basketball. They have been in Olympics in Rio 2016. They have 8 players returning from that squad.
Astou Traoré, the two Traorés knocking down 3-pointers. Kalou looking to drive, denied underneath by Sidiop. And all of their experienced players stepping up right now. Astou Traoré, back-to-back threes to get the Senegalese support on their feet.
We've seen this before already from Astou Traoré. These quick 2 threes supported by 1 3 of her teammate. We've seen that last game of Senegal against Mozambique. These couple seconds has decided that yesterday's game, and now we're seeing it again.
Fantastic emotion down on court and in the stands. Timeout called by Nigeria, who are down by 11 after just over 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, we could hear Coach James Vincent telling his team that it's very important stay mentally balanced, because no matter how good or bad moments in these games for his team, they have to stay balanced mentally and believe they still can win this game. It's a game of 40 minutes, a long way to go. They have to also put up their aggression in defense, what we used to see by this young team.
What can they do off the back of the timeout? It's Kalou over on the far side. Just 1 field goal in 4 minutes for them. She dances into the paint, gets rejected from behind by Sidiop. It's still going to be Nigeria ball, but there's 1 on the shot clock.
It must be just a catch and shoot shot, because 1 shot is really short time to prepare anything else.
No time to put the ball on the floor, and they weren't aware, even from the inbound, that there was 1 on the shot clock.
Yeah, and it's very important to communicate between each other on the court, especially when the crowd is like this. You have to go and use every minute to deliver as much information possible to your teammates as possible, and obviously it hasn't happened in Nigerian team.
Aya Traoré, they're used to this kind of atmosphere in Nigeria because they beat the hosts Mali in front of home court support last night in the semi-final. Here's Diouf. Diouf bounce pass, Astou Traoré had it wrestled off her, and it's brilliantly done to keep it in bounds by Elonu. Kalou, in it goes, a chance to turn, swatted away again by Sidiop. Back-to-back blocks for the veteran. Here she goes on the offensive end as well, bumping her way through the lane, but getting called for a travel.
What a defensive place for Sidiop, but it comes from her great position in defense. She has been, as we could just see, at the right time, at the right spot to cover her teammate after that missed position.
Sidiop has been a key part of multiple successes at the African Championships for Senegal. 36 years of age. Might think about going out after this one if they win it, who knows. Well, she's had a big impact on the final already. Ngifa, and then the long 2 from Akator, who can't get going. Nobody for Nigeria can get going, and we didn't expect this. Senegal looking to stretch an 11-point lead with Astou Traoré, who's got 6 already. She'll fire another 3. It's a hat-trick of threes in the first 5.5 minutes for the MVP-elect.
Wow, that's just a killer to mentality of Nigeria. That's why Coach Vincent has said to his players, stay balanced and believe no matter what at this game.
Here goes Akator, trying to force it up, contested, doesn't go, and it's going to be Senegalese ball. She has taken charge here in the first. 3 threes for Astou Traoré, who's feeling it in the final.
Yeah, we see a great defense from Senegal. They're using that size advantage. When they spread out their hands, they're really filling the space. And right now, Nigeria is struggling and not running any combination to find any open spots.
Here she is again, Astou looking to go away from Ningifa inside, forced into the turnover that time, but recovered by Aya Traoré on the far side and knocked away and out of bounds. And we talked about that Nigerian defence in the semi-final. They allowed only a little over a point a minute. Well, they're averaging 3 points allowed per minute so far here against the defending champions. Ningifa. Okoye across to this near side. Here's Elonu. Elonu going in towards Mohamed. Wild as she tries to throw it up, contested, backing in. And here come Senegal again. Astou Traoré onto Aya Traoré. She's hit one as well, not this time. And a foul called as Dow looked to try and get in and grab the rebound.
Has been a good decision. Great ball movement from Senegal. Aya Traoré has hit already 1-3, so no reason why she wouldn't take that shot, especially when she had her teammate on the rebound.
47 points conceded to Mali last night, 18 conceded here to Senegal in 6.5 minutes from Nigeria. They need to try and close the gap now as Elonu misses a shot. One field goal for them in nearly 7 minutes. Sene moving it on to Thiam. Those two in off the bench, as too is Sarr. Astou Traoré, the only player who's stayed on the court, misses a three-point shot. And another foul call.
I think this time it has been an offensive foul against Aisha Siddiq. She has used her elbows on that rebound, and that's unfortunately not allowed in basketball. Great spotted by official.
And that's 3 fouls on Senegal already. Nigeria have it with Elonu. Around Mohamed, who is creating some room for Elonu to attack, and how badly they needed that one, Nigeria.
There has been a misunderstanding between Aisha Siddiq and Astou Traoré, because there must have been a switch, but it hasn't, and that's why wide open layup.
Here goes Sene turning and getting blocked from behind. There's also been a misunderstanding in terms of the fouls, because the table is showing 1-3, but the scoreboard is showing 2-2. So they'll have to get that cleared up. Thiam to inbound off the back, but she had her foot on the line as she came and received it. It was a nice idea.
Yeah, she has tried to hit the back of
Atosu.
Yeah, because she's seen that she didn't even look at her bringing the ball in, and unfortunately she has stepped on the line by that.
Don't turn your backs, Nigeria, because Senegal are ready to pounce. And that's going to be Senegalese ball as well.
So far we've seen really good defense from Senegal, keeping Nigeria on 6 points at this quarter, and that has been a big struggle from Nigeria offensively.
Sarr. Sene will take on a 3 now. A couple of misses for them from the outside. Can Nigeria finally take advantage? A burst down the floor with Elonu, who's blocked off, and everything that they throw up is so contested.
Yeah, and we can see that Astou Traoré is controlling right now the rhythm of the game. She doesn't want to do any unforced errors for her team, so she has decided rather to slow down the offense and organize.
Sarr did well to get inside but missed the shot. Here's Elonu. Across it goes to Agoke. Back into Elonu, who's looking to post up against Astou Traoré, and that's a foul on her. So we'll have to see what the foul situation is now. It looks like 4 on Senegal, 2 on Nigeria, although there's only 1 minute 19 remaining in the quarter. It shouldn't cost them too much. All 4 on separate individual players, so no individual foul trouble early on. Tosu, and then the three-point shot. Ogoke gets it to fall. That's why she's the second best from downtown in the competition. Sa. Sene looking to get free. Movement on the far side from Aya Traore, who goes across to receive it. Still plenty of time to work with on the shot clock. Fall back to Aya Traore. Sa right at the end of the shot clock then. And grabbed by Mohammed as Nigeria look to close the gap here.
Yeah, we see great man-to-man defense now from Nigeria as well, which gives them those offensive positions.
Ogoke, she's been shooting 48% from the outside before the final. Tosu, she's going to try one as well and hits it with the foul. A chance at a 4-point play in the final to get Nigeria back within 5.
Wow, what a shot. What a shot from Hubertosu, and that's why it's so important when Coach James Vincent has taken that timeout and said to his players, no matter if you're up or down, just stay consistent with that desire to win this game.
She misses, but it might be more than a 4-point play. Mohammed grabbed the rebound. And it's going to be Senegal ball, so the lead for Senegal remains at 6, and the shot clock turned off at the end of the first quarter. Sene up against the Tosu, who's trying to defend tenaciously, but Sene gets round her, right on the baseline. It's turned over as Fall puts a foot on the baseline.
Yeah, and we see 4 defensive players for Nigeria dropping into that inside space to enable any pass for open player.
Ogoke. We've seen a 3-point shooting clinic here in the first from both teams now. And she's going to try and fire one more. Wasn't too far off, banking it in at the buzzer. The Senegalese surge right out of the gates. Nigeria didn't know what had hit them, but weathered the storm and dug their heels in, and finally were able to get themselves ticking over on offense and have reduced the double-digit deficit down to 6. At the end of 1, Senegal 18, Nigeria 12. And what a first 10 minutes we've seen in the gold medal game here. We see the shooting percentages: 4 threes for Senegal early on, 3 from Astou Traore. Nigeria leaving it late to take a 3, but then hitting 2 in a row to close the gap to 6, and they have been suffocated inside, just 2 of 12 from 2-point range.
Yeah, and that comes to a great man-to-man defense of Senegal team, especially at the beginning of this game, because it took time to Nigeria to figure out how to overplay that man-to-man defense. 12 points in this quarter is not too much, but it has been a great comeback after those quick threes from Senegal against Nigeria by this team putting that increasing that aggressivity in defense. So suddenly we see that Nigeria is struggling a bit offensively as well. I think we're seeing now the game of both defenses again. Game of defenses. We've seen that already before in that yesterday's games when there has been a Nigeria against Mali grabbing that win by 1 point. Again, that has been a game of defense, and we know that defense can decide the game. So who can now play consistently for the rest of the game in that defensive effort?
The record and defending champions were scintillating from the start. 18 points scored in the first 6 minutes, but they've been held scoreless by that Nigeria defense for the last 4, and Nigeria are able to close a large gap down to 6 points.
Yeah, and we know that Nigeria is also relating on points of Evelyn Akatur, who hasn't really been seen in this first quarter. Senegal has done a great job, great scouting on her, because she's not a long-distance shooter. She more looks for that penetration, but this time Senegal has really filled up that space.
Nigeria down 12 to 18. And here is Akator, yet to score in the game, driving in now, dishes it between the defense that came across to close her out. And then a big block from Saar, shot clock still ticking, and Saar comes up with the ball.
And that's a demonstration of my words. They just are incredible in the inside space defensively.
Saar on the offensive end now. After that big defensive intervention, little head fake, spin towards the baseline, gets the bounce off the rim and the backboard. Lead back to 8 for Senegal. Their first score in 4.5 minutes of action. Here goes Akator, a rare free passage through the paint.
Yeah, great read. Astudrare a bit sleeping on the weak side, not been in on the split line to enable this easy penetration for Evelyn Akator.
Her first score of the game, averaging over 15.5 points before this final. Saar, on it goes towards Diouf. Prodded away almost by a Tosu. Here goes Diouf up against the Tosu. Difficult shot, and it drops. How about that? They're full of confidence again after that slow finish to the first Senegal. 8 points the difference. Nigeria slowing it down with Akator. Final 6 seconds of the shot clock. She's trapped. Akator from the foul line. Can't hit. Mohamed with the rebound though. Back it goes for the three. Ogoke wide of the basket this time from her. She hit one in the first quarter, not here in the second yet. Saar trying to feed it around the corner of Akator, and it's kicked away out of bounds. Changes for Senegal as Dow and Madu come back in. Fall and Saar to the bench.
You can see a quite quick rotation from coach Mustafa Gaye. He wants his players to be fresh and
Diouf free on the perimeter off the inbound pass. 5 threes now for Senegal.
In a quarter and 3 minutes, 5 threes. That's incredible number, incredible percentage, and that really could mentally damage Nigeria. Let's hope they can stay balanced and still believe.
Madu inside, misses the open shot, grabs her own rebound. They're not going to win the final if they can't hit those kind of shots. An 11-point lead for Senegal. They're hearing it from their fans. They've not been allowed any joy inside, so when you get a break like that, you have to take it.
Yeah, it's a great, again, strategy from coach Mustafa Gaye. He has done a brilliant scouting, knowing that Nigeria is way stronger under the rim than from the long-distance shots. Another one for Diouf, no. Offensive board though for Diop, who gets underneath and finishes brilliantly. The lead has grown to 13 for Senegal. 27-14. Ogoke. She's going to take on another three. Fires up another miss. So she's just 1 of 3 now. She's missed her last 2. Player who came in around 50%. Yeah, it seems that that tough defense of Senegal is a bit putting Nigeria out of their rhythm offensively. We have seen a couple of offensive when they have decided to take an early shot and not organize their offense. Nigeria so far this tournament averaging 34 points from inside space, and that's what Senegal is unable them to do so far in this game. Nigeria get a break as Diouf turns it over. Kalou onto Akator. Akator just the 1 field goal so far into Alon, who turns against Astu Traore and puts it in. Alonu, another key scorer, has averaged 9 points a game at this tournament, and it goes towards Dow. There has been a great defense from Madu on Dow, and Diop should have recognized that and passed that ball to the side, to the wing, to make a better angle for that pass. 6.5 to play until half-time. 11 points the difference.
Senegal get another good look just off the inbound pass. Flying rebound though from Madou. And here comes Elonu again. One of the 5 best players at the last tournament. This time it's her pass and they get the bounce. Ngifa scores again. That's 6 points for her to lead her team in scoring. And they've closed the gap to single figures, and that's going to force a timeout. 6 minutes and 12 seconds to play in the first half.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Coach Mustafa Gaye is not happy with that transition defense of Senegal.
Astou Traoré leading the way of all scorers in the game with 9 points, 3 of 4 from downtown. Now she hit her first 3 in a row, and that opened up a big gap for Senegal in the first 6 minutes. They were held scoreless then for the next 4.5. Nigeria made it a single-digit game, and then came a bit more Senegalese firepower, but Nigeria have cut it to 9 again. Thiam. Diop across to Sidiop. Sidiop looking to drive in, kicks it out. It's Astou Traoré again. This time she'll get inside, dances away towards the baseline, misses the shot though, and it's Nigeria ball as they get the applause from their coach over on the bench. Coach Sam Vincent, their biggest cheerleader at the moment, trying to will them back into this final. Here's Madou. Akator puts the ball on the floor and gets contact as she puts it in. Although the basket won't count, I don't think.
Yeah, that has been a great recognition from Evelyn Akator.
Nigeria clearly wanted the and one. Instead it's 2 free throws for Evelyn Akator.
No, it's just one, so it seems that the foul has been committed in the first step of the layup already.
Oh yeah, sorry, they have added the 2.
So that has been a great recognition from Evelyn Akator, seeing that Sidiou is off balance, contesting that shot. So she has decided really well to go under her arms.
Akator up to 5 points, the deficit cut to 6. Thiam from the high post firing in a pass. Sidiop kicks it back out to Diop for 3. Rebound Madou. Kalou. And it goes now to Akator and then to Madou. Turning edge of the paint. Offensive board. Ngifa can't squeeze it in. Trying to grab it again. They're all getting down on the deck to try and come up with the loose ball. Putting their bodies on the line. Akator, the long 2, knocks it down. She's started to heat up, and so have Nigeria.
Yeah, Coach Sam Vincent has said at that timeout, keep fighting, and that's what we've just seen. Great hustle from Nigeria.
Sarr. Help defense came across, made it difficult for her. She kicks it to the far side. Astou Traoré shoots another 3. It looked flat all the way. Comes back to Sidiop though. Now Thiam is a good 3-point shooter as well. She steps inside, has it knocked away by Madou.
Yeah, there has been a bit settled down from Senegal only for those long distance shots, which has helped them to get that lead in the game in the first quarter.
A foul called. And Nigeria within 4, having trailed big in the first. Senegal blazing hot from the start, but his team have managed the situation well. They've forced their way back into this final. They've ground down that lead gradually. And Nyangifa continues to do so as she looks to make it a 2-point final. Oh, grabs her own rebound, although it'll go the other way.
I'm not pretty sure now what the call was about, because I think that has been a huge collapse from Senegal right now. Not paying attention to that second foul shot.
She can't believe it.
I think she has waited till the ball hit the rim, because that's the rule in basketball. So tough call from official at this stage of the game.
Quite clear on that replay that she waited. Diouf, fall. It's still a one-possession game. Here goes Diouf into the lane, finding Sarr. Back out towards Thiam. No, she faked that pass, clings onto it, battles away and backs it in, but called for a travel.
Look at that defense inside. There's no 1 second of a space. I know that I said that Senegal is settling a little bit for that long-distance shots, but there's no space inside right now to play for neither of the Senegalese player.
Final 4 minutes of a fascinating first half. Kalou to Elonu. Madu wanted it, goes the other way to Nyangifa. Madu comes across to set the screen over on the perimeter on the far side. Kalou will shoot behind it, misses. Madu grabs the offensive rebound though. Back to Kalou. She might have thought about it again, but she gets inside this time, bursting through and injecting some Nigerian nitro into their offense.
And you can see what that little hesitation can do with the defense. That was the little hesitation when Sarr has committed that foul.
They won the semi-final by 1 last night. They've reduced the deficit here to 1. Nigeria, timeout called with Senegal leading 27-26. 3.5 minutes to play in the first half. We see players from some of the other teams are around to watch this one. And it's a final that certainly looks as though it's worth sticking around to watch. A 1-point game, Senegal 27, Nigeria 26. The defending champions had the lead by 14 at 18-4, but the gap cut to just 1.
Yeah, and my apology because the foul hasn't been committed by Sarr, but Astou Traoré. So that means second personal foul in this second quarter for Astou Traoré.
Dow also on 2 for Senegal, nobody on 2 yet for Nigeria. At the line is Kalou to try and complete the 3-point play. She does, and she ties it up. 27-27, 3.5 to play in the second quarter. Sene trapped by Kalou and forcing the turnover, and look what it means to Nigeria. Senegal, you see their emotions drop on the other bench.
What a comeback can bring, a great defense. Nigeria has increased that pressure defensively, and it's just an incredible comeback by 14 points from back.
Kalou, they're trying to take the lead here, Nigeria, for the first time. Corner of the paint, Madu off the mark, Astou Traoré's rebound. Her 3 threes seem a long time ago now. Sene, Thiam. Look at the intensity on defense, the pressure from Nigeria. Sene, Thiam's calling for it in the corner. It'll come over to her now. Kalou got her fingertips to it though, and forces the turnover, and the nice pass down the floor. Elonu puts it in free flow, and Nigeria have come from 14 down to lead in the final.
Great good vision from Azin Kalou, stealing that ball. Quick look ahead, quick pass, quick break.
Sarr directing traffic back to Astou Traoré. And they'll turn it over again. The Senegalese offense suffocated.
Yeah, Cecilia Algoki has made sure that she was in front of Saw to enable that pass, and Saw has used her hands too much to try to create a space.
Nigeria currently on a 25-9 run to overturn that 14-point deficit. Elonu, Nyingifa thought about the three, moves it on to Kalou, who's played a key role. Akator coming out to set a screen. Kalou goes around it. Akator rolling inside. Instead it comes out to Nyingifa for the three. Madu, a big offensive rebound. And here goes Nyingifa inside. Left hand layup high off the glass.
And we can see a smile on Nyingifa's face, showing us they are on the top of the horse these last 2 minutes of the game, of the second quarter.
Oh, they're going to be at the top of the podium. Still plenty of time. Senegal have to settle themselves though, as Sarr throws up a miss. Here comes Elonu, quarterback pass down the floor. She's got support, but Astou Traoré did well getting back in transition defense.
Yeah, she has read that Elonu is off balance and she will have to only pass, so she didn't even bother to cover Elonu.
3-point shot misses from Diouf. Everything missing for Senegal. And everything was going in the first 6 minutes. Kalou now working the final 10 seconds of the shot clock. Final minute coming up of the first half. Kalou finding Akator driving with the left hand and forcing contact.
When Evelyn Akator gets the ball on the top of the key, you don't want to stay stick on her because she's way too athletic on that first step to go around you. So at that case, Aminata Fall supposed to step back a little bit away from her, still with the hands to contest the shot. But she has stayed stick on Evelyn, and she's just smart enough to use that in her advantage.
Akator stretches the Nigerian lead to 5. Astou Traoré's had a spectacular 9 points, while Akator has had a very steady 9 points. And Nigeria, since the slow start, have been steady in grinding down Senegal. Here is Astou Traoré fouled by Nyingifa, who can't believe the call.
Yeah, but she's trying to say that there has been an official way closer to that foul, and that official hasn't decided yet. That has been a clear foul on Astou Traoré. She's way too experienced to not use that in her favor.
But they're not even hitting foul shots right now. The next one would take it to double figures, and does. The number 10 has 10. Disappointed it's not 11 though. The gap closed to 5, final 40 seconds of the second quarter. Nyingifa swung around to Kalou via Elonu. Akator setting a screen again.
Yeah, I mean, see that Diouf doesn't want to allow Kalou to use that screen.
Madu's miss, can they secure the rebound? Oh, it's an offensive board for Akator. And we'll have a stoppage here for an injury concern for Nigeria. Is that Madu down? It is.
She has been dealing with some type of injury already in that yesterday's game. We've seen her limping out of the court in that game against Mali. So let's hope it's nothing serious, because she's a really key contributor with rebounds for Nigeria.
This would be a blow for them at the very end of what is looking now like a very promising half of basketball, having come from 14 down to lead by 5 points. There's 5.7 second differential between the shot and game clock, as we see Madu limping away. It doesn't look as though she'll be able to return in this one. Kalou, now Elonu. 5 left to shoot. Elonu to Nyingifa. Nyingifa from the foul line throws up an off-balance shot. Rebound Dow. They've got just 3 seconds though to force the ball forwards. Are they aware? No, they're not.
No, they're not. They're not, and Dio supposed to just take that responsibility and try to go as quick as possible for at least one last shot in this quarter.
And that brings the first half of a scintillating final to a close. Senegal led by 14. They now trail at the break by 5. Senegal 28, Nigeria 33.
Yeah, we've seen two completely different quarters. Let's say slow start for Nigeria. They needed that first quarter to try to find a way to deal with the great defense of Senegal. But then unfortunately for Senegal, Nigeria has started putting the pressure on defensively as well, and Senegal has settled to their long distance shots as it was working for them the first quarter. But unfortunately this time they hasn't been as successful as in that first quarter. So great comeback for Nigeria from that 14 points deficit.
Again, it's the defense of Nigeria standing out now after such a slow start. They conceded 18 points in the first 6 minutes, just 10 points in the last 14, and they've turned the final on its head. At half-time, Nigeria leads Senegal 33-28. Welcome back to the Palais des Sports in Bamako, Mali, where we've had a searing hot seesaw battle on the basketball court in the first half of this final here at Women's AfroBasket 2017. It swung Senegal's way at the start. They opened up a 14-point lead at 18-4 after a scintillating opening 6 minutes, but Nigeria, as part of their comeback, went on a 19-point unanswered run. Ended up having a 6-point lead. That has been cut to 5 as we get ready to start the second half. And when you put those two runs together, the stats end up looking pretty equal, but they don't tell the whole story. It's been a roller coaster ride already, and I'm sure we'll have a few more twists and turns in the second half. The one stat that really stands out perhaps slightly is Nigeria taking 7 extra shots and leading despite a lower field goal percentage. They've forced a couple more turnovers, grabbed a few more offensive rebounds, leading to those extra opportunities, but it's very even. They're led by the 9 points apiece of Akator and Nyingifa, although our stat sheet only saying 7 at the moment, so we will get that clarified for you if you can. A big blow for them though, Ndidi Madu is their leading rebounder. 5 boards in 12.5 minutes on court. She limped out of the game towards the end of that second quarter.
Absolutely, that could be a bit of a key factor for Nigeria if we won't see Madu back again. But to be honest, that injury hasn't looked too good. So let's hope that Nigeria will be able to refocus and find another player who will at least supply as much work as Madu has done for Nigeria on the board. She hasn't been a huge points contributor, but the work she has done on the board has been just extremely great. So I'm pretty sure that Coach Sam Vincent, he is a great strategist, so he will find a way how to stay in the game and be competitive and trying to grab that title in today's game.
Senegal's star Astou Traoré shone brightly early on. She leads the way of all scorers in the game with 10 points. Hit her first 3 3-point attempts for a quick-fire 9 as part of that early Senegal blitz, but she ends the half 3 of 7 from the field and has cooled off now. Also leads them in rebounds with 5 and steals with 2. So she's brought her A game to the final, but now a different kind of challenge facing her and the rest of the defending champions here in the second half.
Yeah, we can see that Aisha Mohammed has replaced Madu in that first 5 for Nigeria. So that means that Madu is not 100% ready, and Aisha will probably have to absorb that amount of minutes in the second half for Nigeria.
She was their second leading rebounder in the first half, despite only playing 7.5 minutes, grabbed 4. So they will hope that she is an able deputy for Madu. Here we go, start of the second half of the final here at Women's AfroBasket 2017 in Bamako. Nigeria up by 5. Senegal, the defending champions, start with the ball though in the third quarter. Aya Traoré hands it off to Diouf, and an offensive foul called against Dow.
Yeah, and Dow doesn't believe that she has committed that third foul. But to be honest, Diouf didn't use that screen properly, because you have to dribble really close, shoulder on shoulder with your teammate. Otherwise, that's a high risk of an offensive foul in the screen.
Fired in towards Nyingifa just off the baseline. It's a wide open mid-range 2.
This is way too easy now, and Nyingifa has read the defense really well.
Diop, who started brightly for Senegal as well, the veteran. Now Astou Traoré, can she get going here in the second half? Finds Aya Traoré. Aya stepping into the corner of the paint, back out. Diop for 3, too long. They were lighting it up from the outside in the first quarter, Senegal.
So Kalu has taken her time to read the defense, to organize the best offense against it.
Nyingifa to Elonu. Into the paint she goes. Finds Mohammed, who didn't want to take the shot. She'll drive the baseline instead, but right at the end of the shot clock, that's going to be a violation.
Yeah, it's a shame that Aisha Mohammed has double-guessed herself for that open shot created by Elonu. It definitely would have been a better decision if we consider that shot clock.
Nigeria's lead of 7 is currently their largest of the game. Senegal will try and close the gap here with Astou Traoré. Sidibe hands it off to Diouf. On to Aya Traoré, fighting towards the low post, and she was trying to spin away and seal her marker, but it didn't work. Sidiok.
Oh yeah, we can see Coach Mustafa Gaye is trying to communicate with Aya Traoré. Why she haven't reversed the ball when Astou Traoré has been right open coming off that screen.
Nyingifa. Alonu to Kalou. Kalou looking to drive in now. Strong with the right hand, then tries to dish the pass, but turns it over. Aya Traoré.
Yeah, great call from official. Kalou has done a great job on Didier Diouf to cut her off the ball, and that little frustration we've seen right now in her hands.
They have to keep their cool in this situation, Senegal. They are very experienced in these big games. Diouf has to go to the bench. So second foul.
And those are errors you don't want to really comment, because you have to be really smart in these games when every single detail counts.
It's a very stop-start start to the second half. The referee having to communicate with the scorers table, which they've been telling us is very hard to do in this atmosphere. Maybe not quite as loud as when Mali are in action, but it's not too far off. Kalou. And a foul call.
Yeah, there has been a reach from Aisha Sidibe from behind of Aisha Mohammed. In that case, you really have to make that one extra step to go and get yourself on the side of the player. That was the foul committed.
Non-shooting, so they inbound to Nyingifa. Nyingifa has it knocked away from behind. They can run the fast break here. Senegal, high off the glass, won't fall. Rebound grabbed, and now it should lead to a simple two for Mohammed.
Wow, what to say against that? There's no possible that when the point guard goes and penetrates, there's no one to protect the fast break. That's the first basic rule in offense, that someone has to stay on the top of the key or three-point line to protect the fast break.
Kalou almost forcing another turnover. She still might. She is tenacity personified.
And it seems like Coach Mustafa Gaye can't find 5 players who would be participating and playing according to his instructions, because there has been another quick substitution for Senegal.
Seeing the replay there, it looked like Nigeria got away with that one. Might have been a foul. They get the benefit of that call. Nyingifa, Kalou. Mohammed calling for it. It was never going to come her way. Passing lane wasn't really there. Kalou calling for Akator's screen. She dances through the defense across to the far side. It was deflected away. Recovered right at the end of the shot clock. That's going to be a violation. It won't count.
Yeah, there has been a bit mislook of officials, because there's been an intentional kick of the ball, but obviously none of the officials has been in the right angle to spot that.
Maybe justice done after the one on half court that gave it to Nigeria in the first place. Here's Tiam. Waiting for movement, Tiam. In the final 7 seconds of the shot clock now. Out comes Sidibe, pick and roll, into the low post. Denied from behind, but a foul.
Yeah, and we see that Kalou again has gave that space under the rim, the inside space, completely uncovered from the weak side.
Aisha Sidibe is one of Senegal's rising stars. The number 15 at the line now, missed out on the roster for the Rio Olympics, but looking to make her mark here in her first major senior international tournament. She had 8 rebounds in just 14 minutes in yesterday's semi-final. Missing the foul shots though.
Yeah, it has been almost 4 minutes of this third period, and we really haven't seen Astou Traoré to touch the ball offensively from Senegal. the point guards and guards need to make sure that they give her those touches to keep her in the game.
Offensive board, Akator, that's why she's averaging close to 10 rebounds a game. Here she is again now, long two at the end of the shot clock, won't go down. Another offensive rebound underneath from Mohammed, who puts it back in.
Yeah, to grab an offensive rebound, you have to work before the shot is even released for the position. Great work from Aisha Mohammed.
We've seen Nigeria turn it up several notches on defense since those opening 6 minutes. Can Senegal crack the green wall here? Final seconds of the shot clock. Astou Traoré is not going to get it away in time, and they force another shot clock violation.
Yeah, it seems like Senegal is taking their momentum right now offensively, because they're not able to create anything perspective for them to be danger, to be threat on time against Nigeria.
35-10 is the Nigerian run since that largest lead for Senegal at 14. 18 points for the Senegalese in the first 6 minutes. They've scored just 10 points since. Akator trying a pass in traffic.
Yeah, it hasn't been a perfect decision now for Madeline Akator, and Elona just telling her you should have just passed on the other side where there hasn't been traffic at all. To be honest, for Senegal, I think each one of the players has to just remember those first minutes of the game defensively, because they're allowing Nigeria attack way too easy, and great defense could bring them that confidence into the offense, but because they are struggling defensively, they're struggling as well offensively to create something what would work for them to score some points in this quarter. We haven't seen 1 point from Senegal yet in this quarter.
4.5 minutes without a score in the second half for Senegal. Fortunately for them, Nigeria have only added 6, so it's still a very manageable number, down by 11. But they turn it over here, and at the moment, no signs of a comeback. Four fouls on Dow we're seeing as well up on the big board. There you go. The number 14 picks up her 4th.
Yeah, and the officials has been quite consistent calling offensive fouls on the screener. So she hasn't been completely stable and unmovable in that screen. So yeah, pushing again. She's
still in the game on 4. Here she is trying to close out her opposite number. Udaya, now Agoke, back to Udaya, long 2, misses. Grabbed though by Okoye. It's going to be Nigeria ball still.
And that's exactly the defense what I was talking about. Senegal needs to make sure they box out Nigerian players. It has been a couple offensive rebounds, which gives Nigeria a second chance to attack if they are not successful at the first.
Ngingifa back to Agoke. Agoke to Udaya, and a travel call, so Senegal will try and make it a single-digit game again and try and get their first points of the second half.
Yeah, Udaya hasn't spotted Ngingifa in a low block position, trying to post up her opponent.
Dieng struggling here against the tenacity of Agoke. Sarr.
And again, 10 seconds on the shot clock for Senegal.
Thiam stepping back behind the three-point line, clinging onto it. Sarr making herself available. Shot clock down to 3. And a foul with only 2 left on the shot clock.
Yeah, it hasn't been one of the smartest fouls when you consider you almost got Senegal under shot clock violation again. And that's that pressure from Nigeria, which cuts slowly seconds of Senegal offense. And after that, it's very hard to come out with any combination offensively when you have only 10 seconds on the shot clock.
Dieng. 3-point shot for Dieng, wide of the mark. They just can't buy a point at the moment, Senegal. Almost 6 minutes without a score here in the second half.
Yeah, and what's worse, without giving any touches to their biggest leading scorer, Traore.
Flying rebound that time from Udea. Back out, 3-point shot, Agoke. It'll bounce for Thiam. Thiam looking to come down the floor and attack Agoke. Blazes past her but misses the layup and they still can't score.
And now we see 4-on-2.
Step back 3-pointer off the mark for Elonu. Offensive rebound again. Nyingifa back to Agoke. They'll take their time and work in the final 6 seconds of the shot clock and she just launches one. Agoke says, okay, I'll just shoot.
Wow! That is a big killer for Senegal mentality and psychological state of mind.
What in the world possessed her to take that shot with still 5 seconds on the shot clock? She won't regret it, but it was some decision.
To be honest, I was even watching her teammates, what they're trying to create in that inside space, so that was completely unexpected. Long distance shot.
Nigeria have given Senegal a bit of a taste of their own medicine now after all those Senegalese threes in the opening 6 minutes. We hear the timeouts from the two benches and what resilience Nigeria have shown, coming from 14 down early on in the game. Now the defending champion Senegal have to do the same. That's the margin of deficit that they face with 13 and a half minutes to play. The problem is they've not scored in 6.5 minutes yet of the second half. They have the ball to try and change that. They've scored just 10 points in a little over 20 minutes since that fantastic start. Traore. Still going to be Senegal ball, but only just.
Yeah, I don't really understand now why it hasn't been any offensive foul called, because we see that Okoye Cecilia has been there. I think we couldn't see a perfect, better position for that charge.
4 left on the shot clock. They need something here. It's way off the mark. Would you believe the defending and record champions held scoreless in 7 minutes?
No, I just can't believe it, because they don't play smart at all offensively. They had that huge size advantage. Wow!
Agoke dizzying the defense to get in and lay it up left-handed.
What a contribution from Agoke in this game.
And this is now the largest lead of the game for either team.
And we could see now that attempt to post up for Traore to use that moment when she had her defender on her back and there was no one under her. And that's exactly the offense the Senegal is supposed to prepare many possessions before.
Sarr turning towards the baseline, into the paint, trying to do it all herself, goes one way then the other. Traore is there to grab the rebound. 3 surrounding her though. It's still going to be their ball with 12 left on the shot clock.
Yeah, she's trying to demonstrate there has been a foul, but 3 players on your back, one thing you don't want to do is to try to force it.
Sarr, trying to peel away, turns basket side and has to stop the rot, and she does. Their first score in over 7.5 minutes. Yeah,
and Nigeria has to recognize that there are intentions from Senegal now. Use that advantage of Traore, and they have to fill the inside space and be helped from weak side.
Can they regroup and get themselves back into this final? That's the foul drawn by Udaya. And Senegal, with 2 minutes and change remaining in the third, have hit the limit. Free throws for Chioma Udaya, who's only played a small role for Nigeria at this tournament. Misses the first. And misses both of them. It's out of bounds, still Nigeria ball though. There's still plenty of time for a team like Senegal to overturn this deficit. But they have to go on a run at some stage. They haven't been able to do that since the opening minutes, and they're going to have to come from 16 down now.
Wow, great individual play from Akashili.
I think that's the first time, or one of the first times she's been in the game as well. Sarr, and there's a foul called as Akashili put a hand on Traore.
Yeah, and we can see now Senegal starting to place more offensively, trying to get some easy baskets for Astou Traore.
Astou's inbound. Sarr to Diouf, on by Astou Traore. A chance at a three-point play as Diop puts it in with the contact.
Yeah, once you know you're way too late in defense, you don't want to jump on back of the shooting player to give them that bonus in one more foul line shot.
She started the game very well. Diop, 6 early points. They'll need her experience as part of this comeback attempt as well. She completes the three-point play. Final minute and a half of the third quarter. Tosu. Waiting for movement now is Akator. Gets it back as she cuts to the basket and puts it in. Evelyn Akator.
Yeah, and Akashili has attached all the defenders on her, so she created that space for Evelyn Akator to cut to. And again, we see the same mistake from Senegal. The player with the ball goes too far away from that screen, which gives that little space for her defender to go and chase her into that screen. And thanks to that, has been again a screener foul committed. Akator
going on the right hand, pulls up, corner of the paint, misses that shot. Nigeria lead by 15 now, final minute of the third quarter. Senegal wanting a strong finish here to give themselves hope in the fourth. Here's Diop, denied by Mohamed.
Wow, what a block. And I have to give the credit Aisha Mohamed, because she's been so far replacing Madhu, injured Madhu, very well on that board defensively and offensively.
Astou Traore's inbound, Diop. Final 40 seconds of the quarter. Diouf goes across to Sarr. Astou trying to post up underneath, and a foul call.
Yeah, and Nigeria is in foul troubles as a team, so 2 foul line shots. I don't think it's really necessary for Ogoki to commit this foul, because there has been Aisha Mohamed right behind her covering that lob pass, but that comes to their communication, which in today's finals is very complicated, as we barely can hear each other with you, Tim. So tough to communicate this help from the weak side.
Astou Traore out the foul line, making it a 13-point game, 37 seconds remaining in the third. Akashili onto a Tosu.
We see zone defense now from Senegal for these last couple seconds.
Akator Forced away from the baseline. Shot clock's down to 5 here. Akashili moves it on. Mohamed on the offensive end now, trying to get a shot away. Lovely move. Found a gap, missed the shot. Can they grab the rebound? Out of bounds. Whose ball is it? Still Nigeria.
Yeah, now if Nigeria doesn't have an open look, they should just reset and play this 10 seconds on the clock.
.2 to play in the third. Akashili takes an earlier shot, misses it. Back to Akashili again though. Can they force one more up right at the end now? It's away in time. Off the mark though. And Nigeria have stretched their half-time advantage from 5 up to 13. They're 10 minutes away from claiming gold. They lead the defending champion Senegal 48-35. Well, these two already know that they're going to the Basketball World Cup in Spain next September. They're fighting for the gold medal here in the final of this competition as we see the shooting numbers. And Senegal, 5 of 16 from downtown stands out because all 5 of those were very early on.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And what stands out as well is that hard what Nigeria is putting on defensively and offensively. I think Senegal has given up too many offensive rebounds from Nigeria in this quarter, and you can't really succeed with that because it gives Nigeria a second option to recreate their offense and score the easy baskets, and that's what we've seen. We don't have that statistic on us right now, but I would say there has been minimally 6 to 7 to 8 offensive rebounds from Nigerian players.
Astou Traore leads the way of all scorers in the game with 14, but nobody else has more than the 7 of Diop for Senegal. And the defending champions in that quarter scored just 7 points in the end. It took them 7.5 minutes to get the first of those. Nigeria, who lead by 13, led by the 11 apiece of Akator and Nyingifa, as we get ready to start the 4th and final quarter of the final on the final day of Women's AfroBasket 2017. The medals are there, and Nigeria can almost touch them. 10 minutes to play hard and go for gold. Nyingifa.
We see there's a zone defense from Senegal.
Nyingifa out to Mohamed. A 3-point shot, a Tosu can't hit, that'll go out of bounds.
That's been great box out for Astou Traore to enable Akatur to go and grab another offensive rebound.
The hard work starts here for Senegal now. Can they start to make inroads into that 13-point deficit? Diouf to Aya Traore. Astou looking to get inside. Will it come to her? It does. And there's a foul called as the entry pass went into their star player.
And again, I think it's a bit too much effort to front Astou Traore, but it must be concentration on the weak side help for these lob passes.
Astou will inbound from the baseline here. Deep to Diop. There's the handoff to Diouf, 10 seconds on the shot clock. And it goes towards Sarr, prodded away from behind. Another steal for that Nigerian defense.
There's been a smart defense from Kaulete. She didn't allow that her size disadvantage step on, and she has run around the player to steal that pass.
She's averaging a tournament second best, 2.4 steals per game, and that's why. And here's Mohamed at the other end to stretch the advantage to 15.
I'm not sure if you could see it from your couch on the TV while watching this game, but Aisha Mohamed has been way behind the board, and she's still been able to score from that position.
Tip back to Aya Traore. They could do with this going down, and it does. 12 points, 8.5 minutes to play. Tosu Akator coming out to the perimeter. Tosu clings onto it.
You see a quite hard switch on that
Akator
screen.
forcing one up there, well contested. Aya Traore grabs it and releases Astu. High pass from Astu Traore to turn it over.
It's a shame because Senegal had 2-on-1 overloading situation right now, and that one defense has been number 5, Upatosu, who's probably like 5'9" tall, so unforced error for Senegal.
Senegal scored 18 points in the first 6 minutes. It took them 25 minutes to score their next 18. Kalou back to Alonu.
Yeah, we can see now there's a zone defense of 4 players of Senegal, but Diop is face guarding Kalou to try to cut her off the game.
The pirouette in the paint from Alonu to stretch the lead back to 14. Thiam will shoot a 3 for the first time and hits it. Back-to-back threes for Senegal as they look to become back-to-back champions. Still a lot of work to do.
Yeah, let's hope that Senegal still will keep an eye on that long-distance shots, but we'll try to use the size advantage in their favor under the rim as well.
Alonu will go to the line for 2. The deficit is 11 now for the defending champions. 7 minutes and 15 to play. And Thiam picked her moment to pounce from the perimeter.
Great recognition from Kalou again. That just shows the quality of the point guard when even before you start to set the offense, you have the court vision and see if there's someone in an open position before you even start any offense, and that's what we've just seen, the cooperation between Kalou and Alonu.
Alonu puts up the foul shot, and it's at the end where they've got the table with the trophy and the medals set up. I wonder if a few of those Nigerian players have just had a glance behind that basket. They can't think the job is done, not by a long way.
And it's another offensive rebound given to Nigeria.
Burst underneath by Kalou, back out. Alonu for 3, wide, offensive rebound, put back in.
Yeah, that comes to what I've already said. To be a good rebounder and be effective on the board, you have to work before even the shot has been released.
Thiam had just hit a 3, but she lost the handle on the ball that time and got knocked off her game. Astu kicks it out to Diop. Diop now will drive in, hangs one up from the foul line. It's well short. Saved behind the back and deflected out to bounce off Mohammed. Great hustle.
Yeah, and there's a 1 second on the shot clock right now, so that means that Senegal has to prepare this out of bounds just for a catch and shoot. There's no time to put the ball on the floor.
The last time one of the teams was in this position, they weren't aware. It's tipped out of bounds by Ngingifa.
No one has touched the ball, so that's why still 1 second on the shot clock.
Astu Traore sits on the bench.
Or actually, I think Ngingifa has deflected the ball.
Again, they weren't aware. That's a couple of times now. We've had 1 left on the shot clock off an inbound pass, and the team's not been aware.
Yeah, I'm sure Diop won't be happy because that has been second time. That was her having the ball in her hands, not knowing that there's 1 second on the shot clock. But again, it comes to the communication between the players because now we've seen quite long time to take that out of bounds. First from the baseline, second from the sideline, and still she didn't know there's 1 second on the shot clock. So again, another unforced error for Senegal.
We've seen an incredible stat from the end of the third quarter. As many offensive rebounds as defensive rebounds so far for Nigeria, 16 of each.
Yeah, and that straight away gives you, if we count it, time it twice, which each basket is awarded for, that gives you 32 points on an offensive rebound given up by Senegal team. That's why they are down by 15 right now in the score.
Here's Kalou. Fired back to Kalou by Ngingifa. Mohammed trying to shake off her marker, able to peel away towards the baseline.
Whoa,
banks
again.
it in, arches that back again.
And again behind the board, but she's able somehow to move her body in front of the board and even shoot a bank shot.
CDR to 16-point Nigerian lead with 6 minutes to play. There's the turnaround shot off the mark. CDR, shot clock still ticking down. They've got to just throw it up. Again, they're not aware, and it's a shot clock violation once again.
That just comes to frustration a bit, I would say, for Senegal, because to force this experienced team twice to shot clock violation, that just comes as well to great defense of Nigeria. They, with that pressure, pushing the Senegal players far away from the rim, and that's very hard to create something from the half court.
Well, Senegal came out all guns blazing and won the first 6 minutes by 14. They have to win the last 6 minutes by more than 14, as Kalou misses that three. So it's going to have to be an even better finish than it was a good start for them. Diouf hanging in to Sarr. Sarr turning in the paint and scoring. That's a good start.
That has been a great spacing for that quick break as well, because there's been a cross pass to the corner on Thiam, and she has seen Sarr coming as a first trialer. Great spacing.
Wild drive and layup by Akator. Perhaps ill-advised, but she gets back and makes amends on defense, although it's not recovered. The miss by Diouf, and they'll just settle it down now.
Yeah, and Ngifa is just calming down her team. There's no rush to, no reason why Nigeria would rush their offense right now. The time is ticking in their favor.
Mohamed into Ngifa, and she gets some contact. Second foul of the period on Senegal.
Yeah, if Didi Diouf would have boxed Ngifa right before she stepped into that inside space, she would have been in a way better defensive position instead of allowing her to get in front of her, and then Ngifa has that size advantage on her. So great mismatch read.
Ngifa at the foul line, able to hit, now has 11, although the board has her at 13. Either way, it's a double-digit game for her for the second game running. 11 in the semi-final, and we've got a timeout with 4.5 minutes to play in the final. Nigeria lead the defending champion Senegal by 16, 59-43. I haven't really recognized exact intentions, but what I could understand is that Coach Sam Vincent wants his players to use that high-low situation offensively against Senegal defense, because he has recognized that defensive players from Senegal are way too slow on their feet to get in front of the players, so that high-low looks are there every time for Nigeria. So we restart with 4.5 minutes to play, and Senegal have a mountain to climb in Mali.
Yeah, and if Senegal wants to succeed in this game, they will really have to come with a great defense, which will give them some quick breaks, what has been their type of game at this championship.
That one knocked out from behind as Thiam looked to drive.
And we see again that there's no pressure from Senegal at all on Nigerian players. That's the high-low, but way too far now. The look has been great, but the execution has been a bit poor.
Worth also pointing out that we saw Astou Traoré sitting on the bench a few moments ago. She's back in the game on 4 fouls now. Senegal's leading scorer, the leading scorer in this competition before the final.
And we see that Kalou is playing great defense on Didi Diouf, cutting her off the ball as well.
Here is Diouf up against Kalou. Sidiok to Sarr.
And there's been lack of any combination right now in offense of Senegal.
Just no room to breathe for Astou in the paint. Here comes Kalou, stops and pops from mid-range, grabs her own rebound and just again steadies the ship.
Yeah, I don't really see Senegal coming back in this game because I don't see any effort, any desire even to change this margin in a score.
The defending champions almost looking out on their feet now, although it's back-to-back turnovers from Nigeria. 16 points, 3 minutes and 50. We're almost at a stage now where they're going to have to light it up from the outside.
Still it's 16 points, 3 minutes to go. We've seen before in basketball that there has been team winning these type of games, so everything is still open in tonight's finals.
Sané bursting, dropping it on the dribble drive, still going to be Senegal ball. It's not mission impossible, but it is mission improbable for Senegal.
Yeah, I love the way you just said that because really, Senegal, there's a lack of any combination. All they're trying to play is just a pick and roll, try to create a mismatch. Whoa!
That's a way to spark a potential comeback. Astou Traoré playing on 4 fouls, knocks down a 3-point shot, although in fact they've called it a long 2. She must have had a toe on the line. 14 the deficit now. Akator, Elonu cutting away from her opposite number and laying it up and in.
That has been a great curl behind the screen. She has recognized that the player is chasing her, and at that moment a good player always curls because there's no help.
I said they might have to light it up from the outside. They're trying their very best as Sané hits from a couple of feet back after Astou Traoré's long 2.
Again, another great recognition from Elonu, and she has been able to communicate that with her teammate Ningifa. She's seen that she had Sané on her back, who is wide shorter than her, and there has been a way late help of Sidiou coming into that defense.
Foul shots for Nigeria for Elonu. 11 points for her so far, the lowest of 3 in double figures for Nigeria. Akator and Yingifa just ahead with 13 according to the scoreboard.
Yeah, and Elonu has been ace for Perfumeras Avenida as a Spanish team in Liga Femenina, so she has experiences with tough games, and that's what we've just seen from her, that she kept her mind calm and has been effective. And these faces doesn't tell us that Senegal even believes that they can still turn the game on their side.
Diouf, only 2 minutes of the final to play. Astou Traoré back out to Diouf. They'll put up another 3, hops up, and it's still going to be their ball. It looks like that's the plan now, 3-point shooting.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's the best plan, to be honest. I think Senegal has to prepare some set offense to make Nigeria move defensively, but if they're going to try to force it one-on-one, that's not going to be too effective.
Sidiok just runs into a big brick wall in the paint, but gets fouled. Astou Traoré, rather, getting fouled.
Now I would love to see a full good pressing from Senegal. Try to force Nigeria to some turnovers or quick steals. There's only 1 minute 44 seconds on the clock, and Senegal is down by 17 points so far, so that must be a full good pressure.
Just 1 of 2 for Astou Traoré. What a performance it's been at these championships from Nigeria. They're all up and high-fiving on the bench and celebrating already. They believe that that trophy is theirs. They're looking to go 8-0. Perfect all the way, and here goes Elono. Left-hand layup doesn't go. Ayad Traore.
And again, there's only 15 on the shot clock, thanks to that pressure of Nigeria.
And there's the steal and the unsportsmanlike foul.
Yeah, tough game for Senegal after that great start in the first quarter. It's gonna be even possession for Nigeria because it has been unsportsman foul. There was no one in front of Kalu. That's why unsportsman.
There was a huge Malian crowd disappointed in their semi-final by Nigeria last night, and now a huge Senegalese crowd disappointed by Nigeria in the final.
Yeah, it seems like Nigeria has been ready at this championship to upset big teams with big crowds. What I have to say in favor of Mali, they could have just said that they lost the possible champion of AfroBasket Women 2017 in the semi-finals. But I'm pretty sure that's not gonna satisfy them. But 1 minute to go, and I think we now watching the possession of quite possible champions.
Elonu fires it into Akator. Akator takes on the long two, misses it. Rebound Ayad Traore. Final minute.
And so we see that full good pressure from Nigeria. It's just the heart is way too big in today's game, and desire even bigger.
Offensive rebound, put back in.
Ugonmage, her first 2 points at this tournament, if I'm not wrong.
She's only just come in for the first time, and look at the reactions on the Nigerian bench. They know it.
Yeah, I think there will be a couple more seconds, and my coach Sam Vincent will take a timeout just for players to enjoy the feeling of being a champion of AfroBasket Women 2017.
I think they're enjoying the feeling already. They're not, though. The Senegalese support.
Yeah, and Liska Wojciech, a referee from Poland, is talking to the coaches about probably those early celebrations. I don't see any other reason why he will talk to them now. And
41 seconds, and we are going to have a timeout.
Yeah, the question is who has taken this timeout? Was it the coach of Nigeria, Sam Vincent, or Mustafa Gaye for Senegal? We don't quite know yet. But again, there has been a quite consistency in officials in today's game. I'm pretty sure that Coach Mustafa Gaye won't be too happy with that consistency, because it has been a quite very physical game, today's finals.
There's the prize, the trophy, and the gold medals set out on the table away to the left side of the court, and they know that they will touch that gold in just a few seconds' time. Huge celebrations already. What a performance it's been from Nigeria to come from 14 down early on. Senegal looked like they might have shot themselves out of sight with that early three-point shooting. End up in tears, and there's tears on the other bench too, tears of joy for Nigeria.
And there has been a great leadership from James Sam Vincent. I remember that timeout at the beginning of the game when Nigeria has been down, and he said, stay balanced mentally, no matter if we up or down, we have to still believe, and that's what brought them to the winning end at this game.
Just a few seconds differential, and they will carry on playing here, Nigeria, and look for one final score. Ngoke back out, and Wegwe from the foul line was well short. And just 10 seconds. And then we can officially crown the new African champions. Get ready for the celebrations, get ready for the outpouring of emotion down on the floor. And there it is. The bench erupts. Nigeria have climbed to the top of the mountain for the third time. African champions again, as they were in 2003 and 2005. 2017 is their year as well. And they have defeated the 2015 champions to go undefeated all the way from start to finish. A perfect 8-0. No doubt whatsoever that the best team won this competition, and they beat Senegal in the final by 17 points, 65-48.
All I have to say is that Nigeria has been improving every game at this championship. We've seen them play their first game here in Bamako, Mali, and we said that, wow, did they come with this performance to try to grab the title? And the answer is yes, because every game they have stepped up and improved their game by levels. I think it has been a great team win. They have forced Senegal to too many turnovers, but what's more is that they have got probably more offensive rebounds than defensive, and that just shows how big heart Nigeria had in this game and how much they wanted to grab this title.
We saw similar scenes yesterday at the end of the two semi-finals. Malian players in tears as they were eliminated by Nigeria, and now Astou Traoré and the rest of the 2015 champions Senegal brought to tears by Nigeria, who have just been too strong on offense and on defense. They've ploughed through and overpowered everyone in their path. Great to see the coach involved. What an achievement for him as well. As we see some of the stats from the final, it was an even game in many respects, but Nigeria just edged more and more ahead the longer it went on, and offensive rebounds absolutely key, and the defense forcing those 24 Senegalese turnovers. It was even for the first half, not for the second.
Yeah, and these statistics just confirmed our words that great defense brings a great offense, and again, we've seen it at this championship. It has been an incredible comeback from Nigeria, being down in the first quarter, and since the moment the aggressivity in their defense has increased, since that time Senegal was dealing with it quite negatively. They couldn't really find their rhythm offensively. They have been forced to take unprepared shots, and they stopped to combine in their offense to create some positions and that size advantage. But what I would point out, this is absolutely a team win, because every player who has stepped on the court today has been just simply brilliant. Great leadership in Sam James, Vincent, coach, former NBA player. We've seen he has been really one of the hugest supporters of his team in the moments when his team needed it at, and he knows the mentality of his players. And just great, well-deserved win, and super happy champions of Nigeria.
We saw Ngoke there. It was a super long three, perhaps, that was the final nail in the Senegalese coffin. But what a performance all round. As you say, Teresa, as a team, they were phenomenal. They had 3 players in double figures, 13 for Akator, 12 for Elono, 11 for Ngingifa, but everybody chipped in. Kalu and Agoke both had 8. And we talk about it being a team win. Well, one stat that stands out for Senegal that maybe just embellishes that, how they didn't quite have a team effort in the final. 17 points for Astou Traoré. Nobody else had more than 7.
Yeah, and because Senegal has been forced to 24 turnovers, Nigeria has had 16 times more possession in their hands offensively. And again, I will just repeat myself but the performance of Nigeria has been just phenomenal from all players who have had the chance to step on the court today, and also from the bench and all members of staff.
You look down their roster and you can point to almost every name and say they left their mark on the final. Atosu, Agoke, Mohamed, Alonu, even Madu before she was injured. Akator leading the way in scoring. Ngingifa incredibly solid, 11 points and great on defense, as was the captain Kalu, who really led by example. Welcome back to the Palais des Sports in Bamako, Mali. We're about ready for the start of the medal ceremony at the 2017 FIBA Women's AfroBasket. And great to see so many supporters here in the Malian capital have stuck behind to pay their respects and appreciation to the teams that